I have a few friends.
Yeah.
We're not exactly super close, but we know each other from classes and doing group work and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say I have like maybe 5 friends, acquaintances. Yeah, I would say I have like 4 Chinese friends that I could talk to on like a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah.
I have one very close friend who's technically Chinese. He's from Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, Cash. Yeah.
Cash. Yeah. But yeah, not many that I consider close friends.
Okay, do you think do they not easier to have friendship with them, or they are too shy to express them?
I think it's not easier.
It's not easier.
Yeah, it's not easier than other nationalities because what I find is that sometimes what happens during tutorials, especially Chinese students, they group up in a table and they speak Chinese among themselves.
Yeah,
so
that's
Chinese.
happened.
There's no such a thing as Chinese language, Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin. Yeah.
Yeah, Cantonese.
So they don't like talk to other.
Yeah, I
people.
feel like that they don't. I don't think that they don't like it. It's just that it's harder to,
Yeah.
I understand that for some of them there is a language barrier.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that they would feel more comfortable talking among themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's not easy to have friendship with them.
It's not easy. Okay.
No, it's
I
not.
wouldn't say it's difficult.
It's not difficult, but it's just not as frequent or as easygoing as with other students from other countries. Because I feel like I feel a bit intimidated about approaching them because they usually won't talk to me, so I would have to take the first step, and that's kind of.
So do you think it's because of the cultural problems or the English problems, or both?
I think both probably.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they coming here to an international educational environment, I think it's hard, like being on your own and stuff. And when you find people that are from the same country as you and sometimes from the same city, it's easier to attach yourself to those people. So you don't feel the need to branch out and talk to other people, to people from other countries and stuff. So I do think it's cultural because you feel the need to be with someone that you already know or that you think knows shares your culture. Yeah. And also because of the English language barrier, people feel like they are sometimes not really confident with their English. So yeah, I believe it's both. Okay.
Yeah. Everything you can say is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
not much.
I think the most obvious one is that they are all good at maths. Yeah. Which I've come to realize that it's not true. What else? That they all have the Chinese accent, which is also not true. A lot of them have different accents. Also, I think there's one that's like all of them are like nerds. They can only study. They don't do anything else but study, and that's really not true. Yeah, I had this stereotype very fixed, and now it's completely.
Yeah, I think it's because of Chinese education system.
Yeah.
Because the school always led us to reading, writing, and nothing else. Yeah.
It's very strict and very demanding. Yeah, and I think when they come here, they want to be more of themselves. It's completely understandable. So that's why some of them won't prioritize studies.
Yeah.
Which is also understandable. So yeah, I don't think I have that many stereotypes about Chinese students apart from like school-related stuff. So stereotypes that they are that they study a lot, that they are good at maths, and what else? That they are very, they're like super shy. Yeah, shy, and also like they are very well behaved. Like they have this very polite way to act. I also think they're very like to themselves. They don't really talk loud. They don't talk to others a lot.
Yeah. They don't like getting involved in the class. They don't like answer questions. Yeah.
And also that I feel like this is a stereotype, kinda, not really, but that they are a little bit narrow-minded, so they're not opinionated, so they wouldn't be able to have a conversation about like many different topics because the only thing they care about is school. So
that's a stereotype.
That's a stereotype, of course, which is because it's not true at all. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say like Malaysia, it's a more Western country. They're more Westernized. So I guess a Malaysian guy would be more of like a typical Western guy than a Chinese male.
So they're more easier to make friends with.
Yeah, they're more open. They speak more like
Openly.
openly. Yeah. Yeah, they're more easygoing. They're more extroverted than Chinese guys. But then again, they share a lot of cultural things.
Yeah.
The Chinese people. So
Yeah.
culturally, they are pretty much the same, I'd say. Except for the behavioral aspect of culture, they are pretty much the same in terms of traditions and stuff. So I guess the main difference is that, and also because they speak English very frequently in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Also, there isn't much of an English barrier.
But I would say that if you compare Chinese guys with Indonesian guys, there are a lot of similarities, especially because Indonesians here in Trinity, they tend to group up as well.
Yeah.
And in Vietnam.
And Vietnamese too,
Yeah.
exactly. So they all stay in the same nationality group.
Yeah.
They don't branch out, and that's the same with most of the Chinese guys. So that's a similarity. And I would say that the Malaysians, because they speak English, they have a tendency to kind of branch out to different nationalities.
They don't feel constricted.
Yeah, they're more friendly.
Yeah.
They're more willing to,
Yeah, I think they are more confident to talk.
Yeah.
Besides.
To be honest, there is one, but by now I'm used to it. But it's not only Chinese students, it's like a lot of students. They burp a lot, and that's something we're used to in Brazil. Like when you eat, like can you burp right after? That's kind of like, for us, we're not used to that. In Brazil, it's completely like, it's not, you're not supposed to burp in public.
Yeah, it's not well seen.
Yeah.
It's like
from when you're very, very little, your
You're
parents
taught,
tell you, when like you don't even know that that's a rule, but you just burp in public, they're like, no, you can do that. That's only in public, in private.
Yeah.
At your
So yeah,
house.
what is burp?
It's like when you
After you're eating.
yeah, like release gases from your mouth.
Oh yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
so we didn't know that wasn't something that people were told not to do in Asian cultures. So we grew up in a Japanese household because we are half Japanese.
Okay.
But our grandparents never did it too. So we thought, okay, so this must be a Chinese thing because like we come from a partially Asian family and they don't do that too. But then I've seen Malaysian people doing burping too, and every other like all types of Asian nationalities here in Trinity, they all
Yeah.
burp, which is not like I've come
It's
to
not a
realize
bad
that it's
thing,
not
yeah.
like this criminal thing. It's just it's biology. I don't know.
But I think apart from that,
I don't know. I don't think there's anything like. Oh yeah. Also, like when a student like says I'm sorry or something, they bow down a bit. I mean, I knew that from watching stuff, and my grandparents do that as well. But I wasn't used to like that being something so reflexive. Every time they say I'm sorry, they bow down a little bit, and it's not weird or anything. Just something that I've come to realize. And it's, interesting. And
So
I won't deny that the fact that they tend to not speak up in class and not participate makes me confused as well. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm talking to them, like by ourselves, they are very opinionated and they have a lot to say. But when we're in class, they shut up and they don't say anything. And it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I get confused because I say, if you can talk to me in private, why can you talk to anyone else?
yeah, I think lots of Chinese are afraid to talk in public.
Yeah, I understand. I think something that they do bad is what we said. Like sometimes they feel afraid to speak up, and I think they should
Okay.
try, even though they might be wrong, even though they might make some mistakes. It's always good to
Yeah.
and
take a
it's good
chance.
being in this environment right now where it's all international students. And everybody will make English mistakes. Everybody, because nobody here has English as their
Yeah.
native language,
Yeah.
or comes
True.
from an English-speaking country. So this is the opportunity to do that, to make the mistakes and learn from them. Also, I think something else is like they group up, they close themselves, and it's hard to like when you have group projects and you're like one of the only persons that are from another country, or you are the only person from
Yeah,
another country.
isolated.
Yeah, you become isolated. They kind of ignore you.
Yeah.
But they speak Mandarin or Cantonese between themselves, not with you. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
they're trying to, But I think a great thing that they do is they are very
Respectful.
Yeah, they're very respectful and polite. They are very nice people when you talk to them, and when you get to know them, they're very nice people in general. They just, I think another thing is because Trinity like has a
big population of Chinese students. I see that they've made friendships like quite easily, and they've made friends like this as soon as class started, and like I see them are walking around with friends and they're always doing something. So I think that's a good thing for them. I wouldn't say for us because it has nothing to do with us, but I would say it's an advantage of being a Chinese student in Trinity right now, because you have a lot of Chinese friends, and even though you should be learning English and you should be interacting with other people, it's always good to have something that reminds you from home.
Yes.
And that comforts you in an environment that can be quite hostile and can be quite challenging and, you know, intimidating. Yeah. And also they're very respectful of your cultural differences. So when they are curious about, like when I talk to them about how my life was back home and how my school system is, they are curious about those sort of things, and they're very tolerant. Like they don't look the other way when they say something that they don't agree with. They are always very respectful. That's something that not all nationalities can say that they, and they're quite honest too. I like how honest they are, Chinese people in general, because I feel like back home we are taught to not make other people upset or to not say things people would disagree with, just so we don't cause any drama or disturbances. But they are quite honest, so if you ask them for their honest opinion, they would tell you. They won't like lie just to make sure your friendship is intact. So I think that's a good thing. I guess mainly what we said, like try to, I know it's hard, I know it's intimidating, but try to speak up during classes, or just say one thing here, one thing there. That makes a difference in the long run. And also try to branch out, get out, speak English as much as you can. Speak English with your Chinese friends, with your not Chinese friends.
But do you find it's always weird when you come from same country? Just speak another language. Just like you guys, it's so weird. Why you talk to each other, not use Portuguese?
Sometimes when we are with other people that don't speak Portuguese, we speak English. It is weird in the beginning, like why would you be speaking English if you can speak your own language?
Yes.
But I guess it benefits everybody from doing that. You who speak English, your friend. I think it's always good to practice. And I would say that they should try and get out of their comfort zone as much as they can. So try and do different things. When they go for group projects, don't opt for the easiest option. Don't go with the easiest essay or the easiest this, because you will never learn from that. You know, you always go with the safe. And that is not only for Chinese students.
For everyone.
Exactly. But I guess just be willing to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, especially because we leave by making mistakes and we learn from making mistakes. So just be yourself and try and get out there.